Hello, my lovelies. Ginny O here, the author with no last name. And today I want to talk about something more as an artist than an author or a game dev. Yes, today I want to talk about NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. Fungible. I don't know, they're kind of like a fungus to me, so I like fungible better. Maybe you'll like fungible. Anyway, so there is a lot of this NFT stuff going around on YouTube and on Twitter and blah blah blah. So, this is not really good stuff as an artist. I mean, what is an NFT? Really quick. An NFT is somebody trying to sell you a spot in a database, a URL, an HTTP website address that leads to a spot in a database that is represented by a JPEG, by a picture. They're selling you absolutely bullshit nothing. Because most of these NFT projects do not sell you the copyright to your JPEG picture along with your little spot in the database. And the whole point is, if you have the #1 picture of these 10,000 pictures of, bored monkeys, foxes, pretty witches, you name it, it's probably out there at this point. The more your non-fungible token is worth. This is the crypto bro way of selling you absolutely nothing. Okay? Now, there has been a lot of talk and this going around how about this is good for artists and how this is a way for artists to become known and get their work out there. No. Okay. There are other creators who have gone over these different NFT scams and everything. Most NFTs are not like the original NFTs, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club people, who after they did their whole little monkey JPEGs of Bored Apes, what they did was they held this really big party in Las Vegas where people came in costumes because it was Halloween. They also did merch, and one of the guys is hiring a ghostwriter to try and get a book deal for his little valet monkey, based on the fictitious stories he's going to make up about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay. Most NFTs do not go this far. And, the thing is, the artist behind the Bored Ape, her name's not really well known, and she's not getting work off of it, and she didn't really get paid that well in comparison to what the two guys behind it, the concept, the idea of the yacht club, got out of it, or anybody else who's been selling these, spots in the databases. Unlike most of them, they did sell you the copyright to your little JPEG. Go with that. Now, I saw a while back, I saw this one going around on Twitter, that Twitter was promoting it through like this New York Times article, and I thought, oh, those are pretty. I wonder who the artist is, so I can go look at the artist and maybe commission them one day. I went to their website, I went to OpenSea, I went and read through the article, no name of the artist. And then to make matters worse, some of these NFTs are being associated with video games, like indie video games, and not indie video games. And the thing about the video games is they're going to Fiverr, and they're going to places like the Unity store and the Unreal store. They're hiring these game developers to either make them or make recolors of assets they already have. So they're making these assets, or getting recolors of these assets, paying these artists pennies on the dollar, and not telling them it's an NFT project. It's absolutely bullshit. It's just, And then, they sell the NFTs and then announce that, oh, the project is going away and I'll give you maybe 10% of the money back in, Bitcoin. So I was just sitting here going, how much, how long does it take? How many elements does it take to make an NFT collection? So I went to Google and I was like, how many elements does it take to make an NFT collection? And the fun thing is, this is math. So the number of NFTs equals the number of traits to the power of number of layers. So if you need to create 10,000 items, which most of these NFTs are, and would need, if you had 4 layers, you would need 10 items per layer to the 4th power, because 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 is 10,000. Now, the other way to do it is, how many traits do you have? And just multiply the number of traits to get however many you need. Now, if you have like 6, you're gonna need 5. If you have 6 layers, you're gonna need, 5 attributes each, and that's gonna get you 15,000 plus combinations. Now, so I was like, okay, 4 layers. Most of the time, you're not going to be doing 4 layers, because 4 layers is going to get you, like, if you're doing a profile one, 4 layers is going to get you a background, it's going to get you a face, it's going to get you a piece of clothing, and, maybe some eyeballs. You're gonna want like an accessory or something in too. So you're gonna need at least, or if it's a person, you're gonna need hair. So you're gonna need at least 6 different layers. So you're gonna need 5 attributes at least to each layer. And I was like, well, I don't want to do, I don't want to do people for my fake NFT project. Well, I want to do horses, because let's stay on brand here. And then I got thinking to myself, well, I could do, different breeds of horses with their different profiles, because, you got the Arabian, which has something of a convex, elegant head, and then you have things like the Pasofino with a slightly convex head, and then you have, normal warm bloods, which are kind of in between, and like you could work with 2 or 3 different head profiles. And I went, but if I want to add like reins or something to them, then I'm going to have to fit each rein to every single profile, and that just sounds like too much work. So I was like, so I hit upon, why don't I do a carousel horse? Alright. So I was like, okay, let's do a carousel horse. So I went and I Googled carousel horse profile picture, and I found this lovely picture of a carousel horse from Fine Art America. And it's very patriotic, no less. And I love carousel horses. My parents, if they're listening to this, are probably going, "What? We didn't know you love carousel horses. We didn't know you like carousel." Okay, let me put it this way. I like carousel horses as pieces of art. I don't mind watching the carousel horses go round and round. I don't even mind riding on a carousel. But if there was a carousel horse museum, I would go. Okay, there's a lot of carousel horses and carousels in the area where I grew up. There was like, they were like all into their historic carousels. And for a time, they decided to put out some carousel horse art installations out on the street. Like San Francisco did the hearts. Well, this city did the carousel horses. I thought that was really cool. So carousel horses, they come in actually 3 different standard sculpts. You've got the head down, you got the head out, and then you usually have the head rearing back a little. So, there's some variation, and they'll vary up how the legs go too. But, some variation as the horses are going up and down and up and down. So I found this profile of the carousel horse, and I was like, okay, that's good enough for me. Remember, this is just a fake NFT project. I didn't want to put a huge amount of time in it. I just wanted to go, how can it look good in, how much effort really goes into this stuff. So I cropped it, went to GIMP, opened it up in GIMP, and cropped it down so I would have the head it's enough of the mane, the neck, and some of the martingale there here. So from there, let's put down Google here. We don't need to look at that. So from there, I decided, okay, so let's get the let's make color this. Let's get some gray tones down so we can decide how many coat colors are we going to make our horse. Alright, let's make a black horse. That's cool. Or a brown horse. That's really neat. Or a bay horse. What about a palomino horse? You know, we could make it kind of gold. I gotta up the, because I'm using it for something else. And then and then it came to the point where I needed to do the mane. I only needed 5, so I could have done a white coat to round up to 5. I was just going, now wait a minute, I need to make mane styles. And the more layers you have and the more colors you have, the more options you're going to get for your NFTs. I was like, now here's the thing, I could either do one mane style and lots of different mane colors, or I could do many mane styles and one mane color. And I was just going, but there's only one horse that I know that's got a singular mane color. It's like the Fjord horse. Oh yes, let's use the Fjord horse. So I have this. I have a lot of stuff. I have this folder called Horse Fashion, and the Fjord horse has their own freaking folder, and I have this one file here of all the different colors of done. And I was just like, alright, here we go, let's open it up in GIMP, and we're ignoring that 2 of the 5 don't have black in their manes, Let's use GIMP, let's use the eyedropper, and we'll make 5, and we'll do 5 colors of, the 5 colors of done, basically. We'll do the cream, we'll do the light orangey brown, the darker brown, the lighter gray, and the darker gray. Okay? Okay. So now we can do the manes, because, there's a lot of fun manes with Fjord horses. I can't, we can have, the regular white mane. Might as well get rid of the background here. We can have the the regular kind of shaved type of mane. We can do a ziggy-zaggy mane. We can do a castle cut, or we can do hearts, we can do a lot of fun stuff. We do the hearts and the circles and the diamonds, and I got a little out of hand. And we can have some wild horsey hair, because why not? And then always have the forelock here. So we want to pull the full forelock back because we're doing Fjord horses, and they're going to be knights. They're going to be knight carousel horses, so they need to have room for their masks. So it's like, okay, that's a lot of mane styles, Ginny. You went a little overboard, but it's fun, so why not? And after I did the manes, I created some, I did like some cloth dagging type of thing that could be done, be underneath the martingales. And then, and I was like, well, we need to have some extra things. We need to have some decorations for these horses, because, we don't just want, masks and martingales, whatever. They need something to make them special. So let's do up a feather, or if we want to keep the gem for a second, let's do a feather, or we can do a tassel, we can do some beading. Ooh, pretty. I can do some cinquefoils, or like a extra cinquefoil ribbon for the mask, or we can do, you know, suns in the mane there, or we can be a unicorn. Okay. And then the last things I actually worked on was the masks and the martingales. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a migraine for 3 days. I have been doing this while having a migraine. It's about level 3, no, level 2. If it gets to level 3, I go lay down for a couple hours. So this is not even 3 days worth of work. This is not 3 days total worth of work. Okay, and then I also, you know, yes, they do have eyes. They do have eyes, you know, orange, purple, aqua, blue. So all this together, let's do something kind of random here with the wild hair, and we'll have the feathered dagging, and we'll give it the first mask, because I like the first mask, even though it looks a little bit, the martingale looks a little bit like a lasagna noodle, but hey. And then we'll give it the beads for now. I like the beads. The beads are pretty. Okay. And you should have a background layer, and this one got a little out of hand, so let's do that. So this is quite literally roughly 3 days worth of work. Now, is this, you know, really the best type of work? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and evaluate how good or bad it is right now, but this is 3 days worth of coloring and, you know, designing off the top of my head. I researched night carousel horses. I went to, I did go to Wikipedia and use some stuff from the Wikipedia Commons, because I didn't want to, you know, I wanted specific shapes, and it just seemed a little faster to use this undulation line work from heraldry than trying to do it myself. And then I have an SZVG website, which has I have a lot of things. A called Pattern Monster, which creates patterns. Can do A to Z. Has a whole bunch of patterns where you can go in, you can click on something. Click on this brick wall, and you can change the colors. You know, change the scale, and maybe you want it red. I don't know. Maybe you want purple grout. Ow, that's painful. But black grout, there we go. Or, you know, maybe you feel like you just want a black and white, you know, and then you can scroll down and you can download it as a CSS file, an SVG file, or a PNG file. And, you know, it makes things a lot faster, especially when they're kind of these really common type of patterns. And this is a fake thing, so I wasn't, you know, too worried about it. So when I got finished, I have 5 backgrounds, 5 different, you know, medieval dagging type of things, 6 extra type of decorations for the horses, 7 eyeballs, 7 heads, and yes, I know doing a white and a palomino kind of pale gold color is pushing it, but, you know, forgive me. I thought they would look good with the, you know, they're in the same kind of pale range there. And then 5 different masks, and I'll pull these up so you can look at them better. So we had this kind of almost like a flower, and then lasagna noodles with basket weave. We have a swirl with some scale, and we have this one that's kind of plain here, just in case you want something that's a little plain. Then we have something with this is rings or amulets, depending on if you want to use the heraldic term for it or not. And then lastly, I had this kind of a little bit of a dragon type one with some scaling type of thing, again, for the masks. And then we have 7 main styles. So how many, and this is only took me 3 days, and I know they're not that great, just bear with me. So let's take our calculator, and we can go, we have 6 extras, we have 5 masks, we have 5 dagging, we have 7 eyeballs, which gets us to 1005, 7 profiles, which is 7,000, we're almost there, times 7 main styles, now we're all for 51,450, and times 5 backgrounds, which means we have 257,250 options in less than 3 days worth of work on my part. So, just so you know, NFTs are worthless, even as, pictures. If you guys wanted to give me 1 cent for each of them, I would still get 2,572. It'd still be too much money. It just like they're not worth anything. Essentially, not even the JPEGs are really worth anything when it comes to NFTs. They're worthless placeholders for an absolutely empty piece of thing. Like, okay, this is what they are selling you. Okay, let me go in here to here. This is what they are selling you. Let me bring up Excel. They are selling you this right here. Okay, they're selling you that blank square. Okay, there's a URL www.imworthless.com. Okay, and to represent your IamWorthless.com, they are giving you a picture. So let me just, none of these are actually completed, but let me just grab one of these and I'll just see if no, it doesn't want to pull over. So you can insert a picture here. Okay, so on my desktop, we can insert a picture. Any picture could be inserted into this. It's not like there's any specific picture. Alright? So it could be any picture is what it is. And people have actually hacked these URLs and taken out the pictures and replaced them with other things. They've taken these pictures that, and they have replaced them with other pictures or deleted the pictures. There is no protection on these pictures to make it so that you can, nobody can right-click on them and go, I want to save this image as, or, printing the screen. There's nothing to keep anybody from printing the screen, opening up Paint, and copying it into Paint and pasting it into Paint and cropping, your little thing. Now, so now that it takes me 3 days to do, just basically to do the art. Now I could Google, and I did, and I Googled, NFT generators, and within 30 seconds I came up with 7 different, half dozen articles about which ones are the best, and like 7 different NFT generators. And unfortunately, most of them are like, pay us lots of money. And there's one that's from Hotspot AI that will generate 2 for free, and then if I was going to do every single one, they want to charge me close to $4,000 to generate these 257,000. What, what the hell? No, this is fake. I'm not doing this for real. So I found this one that has a free, it's called the NFTgenerator.com. That's the-NFTgenerator.com. And basically, what it does is it allows me to put in my layers from the bottom to the top, so the backgrounds, the mains, the heads, the eyes, the decking, the masks, and the decorations. And then it gives me a preview of the collection over here. So we can take a look at the, we can take a look. Let's generate like 50 of these. I don't need to generate more than that. And we can name it the Fjord Nightmare. Fjord Nightmares. Because why not? Oops. It's supposed to be a pun. It's supposed to have a K in front of it, not be nightmares, Fjord Horse Knights protecting the new space. Fake. Okay. So I don't know how many it actually lets you, create, but so this is what this preview here is, what they would look like. You can see that they have the different eye colors, they have the different decorations. There's a unicorn one now showing up. So download a free sample of. It lets me download 10 as a free sample. Okay, so here's 10 free samples of this completely and totally fake NFT project. So with masks. And I mean, look at that. It took less than 30 seconds to generate those 10. And I don't know how long it would take to generate 10,000 of them. According to the one person I've kind of listened to the most about this, who actually does write code, it takes a coder of Python about 20 minutes to write a code that will generate these for you. And, and then it just takes as long as it takes to dish out 10,000, and they're supposed to all be unique and whatever. And so, anyways, I'm not going to pay anybody anything to download this very much fake NFT project here. I just was curious to see how many elements it would take and how fast it could be done. And so it didn't take, that long at all. I don't know why free cam is suddenly going, we don't want to be in front, we want to be behind. So, less than 3 days worth of work, 30 seconds. NFTs are a scam. Don't buy them, kids. Stay away. Not good for you as an artist, and they're not good for you as a consumer. Stay away from the NFTs. NFTs. So, take care. Bless. Stay safe. I hope you found my little Fjord nightmare project interesting. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.